Today on the grid, it is all about our favorites. So we're going to be sharing our favorites, not just photography stuff, but all kinds of stuff. Erik, the real Rocket Man, Canahan, Kuna Man is here. We've got a giveaway or two. We're going to have a lot of fun. Come and join us, and it all starts in just 60 seconds.
The Grid is brought to you by TAMRON. Check out their 28 to 75 millimeter f2.8 lens. It's for Sony full frame mirrorless. It's awesome. Go to tamron-usa.com.
And ProPhoto, the light shaping company. Check out the ProPhoto B1X. Power in all the right places. Go to prophoto.com/US.
And Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
Well, hey, everybody, and welcome to another live episode of The Grid. Getting started a little early because I guess some big giant server back-end thing, not our thing, in New York and in London and all is just down. And it's wreaking havoc.
It's been fun all day.
It's been down all day, and it's making things crazy. So we went with an alternate route, but we got you here. And hello, Mr. Kuna. How you doing?
Oh, great. I'm hoping the internet goes back, as they said, the internet backbone gets up.
The backbone. Anyway, we're glad to have you guys here. Today we thought we're going to do a show just about our favorite things. And they don't have to be photography things because we talk about our favorite photography things
just a fun
all
thing.
the time.
Just a fun show.
Today, what we're going to do is just our favorite things on all different kinds of stuff. And I'm going to start off with one to give you a flavor flav for what we're doing. But before I kick off to mine, though, just want to mention a couple quick things. Don't know if you caught it. We mentioned it last week on the grid, but May 5th and 6th, we are doing the Kelby 1 Lightroom Conference. So we've got some of the best instructors in the world. We're coming together for 2 days, 2 tracks. It's a whole online conference. So no matter where you are in the world, you'll have access to this, and it's going to be live, broadcast live, and archived for 30 days if you get to go to the conference. So you can catch any classes you missed, or you can rewatch classes or whatever. But we've got a great cast of instructors. I mean, we've got a wonderful faculty put together. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we made it super affordable so that anybody can come anywhere in the world. It's going to be great. Don't let this time go to waste. Let's move forward, and this is a great way to do it, to take a couple of days off from everything else, get focused on creative stuff. So go to lightroomconference.com. Sign up. There are literally photographers all over the world signing up for it right now. So I hope that you will too. It's going to be an awful lot of fun. And it's sponsored by our friends from Adobe Systems. So thanks to Adobe for their support. All right. Anything else important? We did a webcast today.
We did a webcast today, albeit struggling through the internet.
Yeah, the internet was not kind to us today, but the replay, it'll be very kind. So.
Yeah, I noticed they even have the replay up one place, so it's coming really soon. So.
All right. Okay, I want to go on to my first favorite thing. Now, I have to give you a disclaimer before I show my screen, because when I tell you this, you're going to make a frowny face. And I would have made a frowny face on this one, too, if I hadn't tried it for myself. I tried this thing on a lark. Now, I am a fan of like a spicy cheese, like a jalapeno cheddar or something like that, right? That's like, I love cheese. So cheese is just a thing. However, this jalapeno cheddar, right? So I start searching, what would we call it? A pepper jack? Kind of like? It's not a pepper jack.
It's like a jalapeno. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, jalapeno cheese.
Yeah, it's jalapeno cheese, whatever. So I went online and I started doing research, like who makes the best? And a lot of people said it was Cabot. C-A-B-O-T. I went and tried the Cabot stuff. It was okay, but a year ago, not this last year, but a year ago, so 13, 14 months ago, I was in the mall. I'm just walking. And I go, what's this? It was a kiosk in the mall selling different cheeses, and one of them was their jalapeno, and I thought, I'm going to give it a try. It's the best, the very best I've ever had. I've tried them all. Before I show you the screen, I'm telling you, it will change your world. It will rock your spine. It will clog your pores. It will do everything bad. Ready? It's this right here. Hickory Farms. Now, I've had other Hickory Farms cheese. They're okay. There's something magical about their jalapeno cheddar blend. It's 5 stars, 66 reviews. I'm telling you what, guys, it is nuts. And you get 3 big blocks of it. So you get a 6-month supply for $25. All right. And there's 3 10-ounce bars. Each bar, well, the whole thing weighs almost 2 pounds. It is so incredibly, this is one of my favorite things. And what I do is I cut them up and I put them in a Ziploc bag and I enjoy them with crackers and snacks and apples. Oh, cheese with apples. So good. Anyway, I know it sounds crazy because it's Hickory Farms that makes you go. This stuff will rock you. I'm telling you, you will become a fan. Best I've ever tried. Nothing else is even close. That's my first stupid one of my favorite things. That's a favorite thing. Jalapeno cheddar blend. You haven't had it before, have you, Erik?
No, I have not. And you got to remember, this is coming from the guy who loves cheese out of a can.
This is better. This is actually better. Spray cheese is great. Don't get me wrong. This stuff. Now, can I tell you something else?
I love cheese too. I mean, I'm the same way. And you know, I think the spray cheese is great too. But I have not tried this one.
Okay, I got to tell you something though. And this is, I kid you not. After Christmas, so they do all their sales in December, right? November and December, who's buying from Hickory Farms in like February? Nobody. But here's the thing. I went to their site. I had run out of my jalapeno cheddar in like January. And I went there. And you know they have these gift boxes. Can I show you what I'm talking about? They have these gift boxes. All right? You see this one that says $29? These boxes were $4. They're like $4. These boxes that are like 75 were like $17. They were blowing them out because once November, December, I mean, cheese has a life, you know, it has a shelf life. And so I got a bunch of these. I got some for friends and my brother and all these. Anyway, unbelievable. They had these for some of these for literally $4. So that's after Christmas. Wait a couple of weeks, you know, wait till like mid-January and you're going to be like, I don't believe the prices that I am seeing. That's my first one. Favorite thing, Hickory Farms. Erik, you're up.
All right, so I got one. I'll stick on the food thing, right? So, and I have a love of cheese, but more, I have a love for cheesecake, right?
Oh, I love cheesecake.
So for years, my favorite cheesecake was at the Carnegie Deli in New York City, right? They had the best cheesecake. My wife even went to the lengths where she would have it shipped in for my birthday. However, Carnegie Deli, they were it's kind of the quality over time kind of went down and down and down to the point at which they closed their New York City store and now they have other, you know, a couple. But so I was always looking for a replacement of a reliable cheesecake. And years ago, a same New York City company found a really reliable, great cheesecake. And
I know who it is.
So Junior's Cheesecake.
Junior's, right? Yes.
So on my screen right there,
yeah.
Junior's Cheesecake, my favorite. So this has been going. That's always my birthday cake. my wife gets is cheesecake, and that Junior's is a very reliable, very good cheesecake right there. And again, Carnegie Deli, I still think back in its heyday was better. But Junior's is the best, and you got to get the original because my mother will always get one with toppings on it, and I keep on trying to convince her. And finally, I had her try the original, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you're right. It's got to have nothing on it." So
all right, so Erik, I'm going to challenge you on this. I'm going to give you a challenge that you cannot fulfill while the lockdown is on.
All right.
Now, a lot of what I have today are things that are surprising that you think you would never, like you wouldn't think to go to Hickory Farms to get anything but like a holiday gift, right? You wouldn't think all year long I'm buying jalapeno cheddar. My whole thing is based on things you wouldn't expect. So I'm going to give this to you, Erik. If you go to the restaurant chain, and you can still get this, but it's to go, Macaroni Grill, okay? You're going to order their cheesecake, but ask for them to put their chocolate ganache sauce on a plain cheesecake. Erik, I'm telling you, I never even thought to do that. And one day we were at Macaroni Grill like 10 years ago, and the woman says, would you like me to put chocolate ganache on your cake? And I'm like, you could put chocolate ganache? She goes, oh yeah, people love it. I said, sure. Erik, I don't know what kind of a magical, because I've had chocolate on cheesecakes. It's good. But there's something about Macaroni Grill's chocolate ganache. You got to try it. You can't try it now unless you do to go, and it's not the same. But surprising. Can I give you one more in that surprising thing?
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it. Right. I got a surprising restaurant.
This is lights out surprising, and you have to try it. But this is a well-known secret. It's a well-known local secret. And again, when I say the name, you're going to roll your eyes, but you got to hear me out. You've heard of Olive Garden. You probably have a reaction to that. Do not go into Olive Garden and order their lasagna, because you will eat their lasagna and go, it's not great. However, if you go to Olive Garden catering, like they have a catering line at your local Olive Garden, and get a pan of their lasagna, they must cook it entirely differently than they do in the store. It is out of this world. And you'll have that, and then you'll go into Olive Garden, you'll order their lasagna, you're like, this is crap. What happened to the stuff that I had in the pan? We've done it for years. Like, we're going to have a get together for a birthday or something. Go to Olive Garden, and everybody remarks, that's some of the best lasagna you've ever had. And they're like, where did it come from? And I'm like, Olive Garden? Because, I'm telling you, my whole thing is based on stuff you wouldn't expect. Olive Garden, lasagna to go. Do not go and order it to go. You have to go to catering, and it's a pan that feels like 12 people. So, or me and Erik, 2 people, but for everybody else, 12 people.
Yeah. We're definitely surrounding around food right now.
Yeah. And I got some more that are very surprising, but you go.
All right. So, I've got one, for people, and this is one that I found, a couple years ago, really changed, kind of like what, I could do with my iPhone. Right. So, one of the things that we have when we're shooting with our DSLRs, we have ways of attaching it to a tripod or ways of triggering it. And the same thing applies to your phone. If you can put your phone onto a tripod, or if you can remotely trigger it, you can get really interesting angles. The nice part about phones is the accessories for them are 1/10 the price of what it is for cameras. Right?
It's true.
So if you go over to like Amazon or other places and go get one of these, it is basically just a tripod adapter for your phone and a wireless trigger. And you can see on my screen here, it's just a tripod adapter that goes into your tripod mount. Yeah. It fits on a plate. And then this little button that just triggers the camera. And I'm telling you guys, that little $15 $16 device between those two will change your cell phone photography monumentally, just like it will change your photography if you start putting your camera on a tripod and if you start using a trigger. Those things will really change your photography. And I'm telling you, for $16, this is like one of those things that, like, it is absolutely my favorite accessory for my phone ever, is right there. So cool.
That's really good.
Yep. So
I think I'm going to have to order one of those.
I'm telling you. Well, actually, Calibra saw she ordered one. Really ordered a little trigger. So, but I'm telling you, it really does change your photography.
Well, that takes us totally off the food topic. I'm bringing us
I
back.
can go right back to the food topic. You look at me.
On my internet. Do I look cruddy again?
Yeah, we got backbone issues today.
Backbone issues. All right. Well, maybe when we switch to the screen, when I get because I got another very surprising. You're not going to believe it. White Castle frozen cheeseburgers. You can actually buy these in a Walgreens or any grocery store. And I took you know how when we were like, we had to get food because we thought we were all going to run out of food and toilet paper, and we like went on this crazy thing. So I thought, well, these are frozen. I know they're not going to taste any good. They're not going to taste like going to White Castle, but I'll get them just for whatever. Well, once I realized that we weren't going to run out of food and that we're going to be okay, I thought, I'm going to try these cheeseburgers. I made them for my son. I said, buddy, can I make you some lunch? And I'm not going to tell you what it is because he's here. He's been with us for about a month now, maybe a little more. Him and his girlfriend, Steffi, wonderful kids. They're here. And I said, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I just want to make you some lunch. He said, yeah. He couldn't believe it. I can't believe it, how well these heat up. Ready? 2 of these burgers heat up in 60 seconds. You pop them in the microwave in their little plastic packaging. 60 seconds. It's only 310 calories, 26 carbs. They're absolutely delicious. I don't know how they get the bread so good. The bread tastes fresh. I know it's weird.
It's probably preservatives.
It's probably preservatives, but it's surprisingly good. Like shockingly, like I can't believe that it's as good as it is. I have more things that are surprisingly good.
Yeah,
But
I
Erik,
mean,
go ahead.
now
Oh,
you went a little more in the shockingly, more of the shocking, surprising good than I went into I was thinking, oh, our favorite things. Yeah, I mean, I like White
these are
Castle
really
too,
good, though.
but yeah, it is.
Hey, Erik, but you know what? Can I pause a second? Guys,
Yeah.
we want to hear your favorite things.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Post your favorites, and we're going to choose our winner based on what Erik and I choose as our favorite of your favorites. And you're going to win a Platypod Ultra. So make a post in there and share whatever. It doesn't matter what the genre is. It's just our favorite thing. So whatever your favorite things are, and it can't be like my favorite thing is a walk in the park. This is more like something that other people could, do the same thing. Because White Castle burgers, everyone can enjoy them. Even in India. No, probably not India. Even in China. No, probably not there. Even in Vietnam. Okay, it's just an American thing. But enjoy them you will. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, you will.
Oh, boy.
So now that you know, that's how we're doing the contest today. We're also giving away
definitely want to hear
5 copies, because we're doing kind of a favorites thing, giving away 5 copies of my best of my digital photography book series. So it's one book where I cherry picked the best stuff out of the 5 different books and put it into one book and updated it. So it's called the Best of the Digital Photography Book Series. I'll show you a picture of it here in just a minute. In fact, I probably can do it for you right now. And we're going to give away 5 of the ebook versions today. So you can get them immediately, if not sooner, by the way. Oh, hang on. I think I have the bookmark to it. 1 second. Don't move. Don't breathe. Don't make a sound, because I'm about to have it. And it will be shockingly great when I find it.
Now, Ron put something in the chat that I have a serious affinity for, and it is absolutely my favorite chili on the planet. But it's not really chili, but it's chili. And
what is
that
it?
is Skyline chili. You
come
cannot
on,
beat
Skyline chili's
Skyline
great.
chili. You cannot beat it. It's the best.
You know what? They'll put it over spaghetti too.
Spaghetti on
And
hot dogs with cheese. I mean, you can't beat it. Skyline
Can I
chili.
tell you something? And this is a real true thing. Why does my picture look so cruddy? Anyway,
it's that internet.
This is a true thing. If you go to a real hot dog store, like you go to a professional hot dog place, the chili that goes on the hot dogs does not have beans in it. It is a meat-only chili. They sell meat-only chili. You can go get Hormel meat-only chili, which is one of my favorite things, over hot dogs. Real hot dog places. I remember going to a real hot dog place in Indianapolis, and there's a big sign on the wall, and it said, once you're over 18 years old, you can no longer put ketchup on your hot dogs.
Oh boy. The comments are getting pretty good. I got Todd in here says, macaroni grill, then Olive Garden, then White Castle, going downhill fast.
So these are preconceived notions. This is what I'm telling you. I'm not going to go to Olive Garden for dinner, but I'm going to get that pan. So these are very.
I'm telling you though, Skyline. I can't. I hate Skyline. Mine is my daughter's favorite too.
No,
but she's actually a vegetarian, but she loves. They have vegetarian menu. That's great.
Hey Eric, I'm 100% on all of your picks today. I'm
far
with
too.
Juniors.
I'm on board, except for I haven't tried the cheese, but I'll try the cheese.
Oh, that cheese, Eric. Okay, here's the book we're giving away on screen. Take a look. It's this book right here. It's the best of the digital photography book series. It's this bad boy right here. That's we're going to give away 5 copies. And thanks to Kim, my editor, who she always comes up with good giveaways for books. And this is one. So it's the best of the digital photography book series. Giving away 5 ebooks today. Again, we're picking these. Those are be picked at random, but the winner of the Platypod today will be from someone who's got a really good favorite. And Todd is not going to win. Can I tell you what? You can take Todd's name out of the hat, because making fun of macaroni, it's not I didn't say go to Macaroni Grill and get their macaroni. These were very specific things. I have another one that's very specific. I'm going to get it up now. Hang on. I have another one.
Let's go. Let's keep on traveling downhill.
Let's go.
We're going to go to the Waffle House next.
We'll
go to the Waffle House next.
No, this is very specific.
Which I love the Waffle House, by the way.
Go to Dairy Queen and get the mini. Get the Heath Bard Blizzard Treat Mini, because this is not good for you. It's worse than the cheesecake. But here's the thing. The mini size, it's really a child size. It's for a child. So you get a wonderful taste of this awesome Blizzard, and it's really, really good, and it's crunchy, and it's phenomenal. And it is just the tastiest thing if you get the mini. If you get the small, medium, or large, then you're too full to go to Olive Garden and get a big pan of 12-person lasagna. Get the mini. That's it. I'm dropping the mic on that one. Dairy Queen, drop it.
All right, let's just stick with food. I'll get my other food one out of here.
All right, I got one more food one too.
So, favorite restaurant. So I have a lot of favorites. However, one was kind of holding on to the top spot for a while. And the one that was holding on to the top spot for a while was actually on a cruise ship. Right. So I wouldn't imagine that the top restaurant would be on a cruise ship, because, I've got restaurants that I'd love to eat in Paris and in New York and these places that have great food, but a cruise ship. So on the Disney cruise, there is a restaurant called Remy. It's up on my screen. Remy is absolutely incredible. Incredible dining experience, incredible food, absolutely incredible. However, there is a restaurant in a place you'll never guess that has taken over Remy as my top spot. And it's in Florida, but it's not in the place you would think in Florida. It's actually in Cocoa Beach, Florida, of all places. It is the Pompano Grill in Cocoa Beach, Florida. It has become like my new favorite restaurant in the world. Every time I've gone here, incredible meal. Incredible.
Better than Remy's.
Better than Remy.
Erik got me to go to Remy's, and both times I ate there, it was the absolute single best meal of the entire year. Like we're all sitting there just blown away. And it's everything. It's the atmosphere. It's the service, and it's French food. It's based on the Disney TV show or movie Remy, and it's so well done. And the chef comes out. I mean, it's super fine dining. It is a 4-star Michelin chef, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's incredible. On a Disney cruise ship, you'd never think it, because the rest of the Disney food is crap.
Not that good.
But Remy's is ridiculous. And this place is better than Remy's. I'm sorry?
This place has taken it over. Palo on the Disney cruise, I was saying, Palo's still good, but this place has taken it over. I've gone here now. This will be the 3rd time we've gone, and my wife My wife
Mine's
loves it
blown.
too, and I'm telling you, it was the most random thing. I was actually over there one day for a launch. My mother had tagged along, and we said, "Hey, what's a nice meal around here?" So I hit up the the Yelp or whatever, found this place, and it is incredible. Best restaurant
I don't know what to say.
in the world, right there.
All right. While we're doing
There's a-
food, I got another crazy one.
Mhm.
And Eric, I got a feeling you're going to agree with me on this one.
Okay.
It is a very specific appetizer at a drive-through restaurant. The rest of their food is fine. It's good. But this thing, it is the tater chips at Zaxby's.
Mm.
Have you had
Yeah.
those?
Yeah.
Have you ever had
You
tater
actually
chips?
you turned me on to them.
They're incredible. They're the worst thing for you. They're maybe worse than the mini blizzard, but they're so good. I can only
your
go there once a
choices
year.
keep
I can eat
going
there
to like
with
worse
the
and
Circus
worse and
Sideshow.
worse.
All right, I got to get off food. I got to
Yeah,
move
we gotta
on.
get
Can I
off
go
food.
with something else?
So how about let's do this? Let's take a break, and when we get off, when we go to break, we'll come back and we won't talk about food anymore.
All right, in that case, let me just give my last. I'm just going to talk you through. I'm not going to show graphics. I had one more. Oh, okay. I have two more. Number one, Taco Bell. I hate Taco Bell. Eric and I wound up having to eat at a Taco Bell in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
We were on a photo shoot, and literally we're starving to death, and the only place open is a Taco Bell. We go in there and we get this food, and I'm like, Eric, I haven't eaten at Taco Bell since 20 years, and I don't ever need to eat at Taco Bell again after this meal. It was just awful. So as it turns out, my daughter and my niece they're young kids, so they're in love with Taco Bell. It's like a big thing. So I go to Taco Bell one day, and I'm like, I'm just going to try something. I've been hearing about this thing, and I ate it. And I got to tell you, it's the best thing I've ever had at Taco Bell in my entire life. And it is incredibly, shockingly good, very inexpensive. And just like, I can't believe it's at Taco Bell. It is, ready, the Cheesy Gordita Crunch. Have you had one of those?
Yeah, I mean, they're good. I mean, I will say this, like, I think they're good. I don't have as much of an affinity for them as you do. I think here's the thing. At Taco Bell, it probably is one of the best items on the menu if you're looking just to survive. I would agree with that.
All right, this is my last one. Now, this one is exactly the opposite of everything else I've said. Everybody else said, oh, you got to try this. It's amazing. It's better. So my daughter is a big fan of Chick-fil-A's. We go to Chick-fil-A. She gets their chicken sandwich. I like them. I think they're a pretty good chicken sandwich. Finally, Terry White tells me, I ask him about the Popeyes chicken sandwich. He's like, dude, it's every bit as good as they say it is. Oh, come on, come on. So about 3 weeks ago, I went to a drive-thru and I just got one. It is every bit as good as everybody says it is. Best chicken sandwich I ever had. Unbelievable. Have you had it?
I have not had it yet.
Eric, I'm telling you, shockingly good. Like, I was stunned how good it was. I'm off food. That's it.
You know what is shockingly good at Chick-fil-A as well? Is the Chick-fil-A sauce. Have you ever had that?
Yeah, it's good.
I love it.
You would put it on everything. You eat a sock if it had Chick-fil-A sauce on it.
Oh, that's only Havana sauce from
Cuban Breezes.
Cuban Breezes.
All right, come back. We're done with food. I'm going to move on to TV shows. I got some great TV shows.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll be right back after this commercial. Don't forget to leave some comments of your favorite things. We're going to get to those in the next segment as well, because I don't have that many TV shows.
Is the tripod dead? Sure, a tripod works for basic shots, but who wants to be basic? You don't need basic, you need blockbuster. And that's a job for a platypod. The platypod is your go-anywhere, do-anything flat tripod base. Its compact design helps you discover unique angles that you could never reach with a typical tripod. So, whether you're bringing up baby, driving Miss Daisy, or with your beasts of the southern wild, You can capture big budget footage and stills for a fraction of the time and money. So go ahead, shoot the next Rocky or Birdman. Or on the waterfront, the Platypod is equipped to grip uneven surfaces and hang from just about anything. When tripods go low, the Platypod goes lower. Its flat base reaches the lowest possible angle, resulting in truly inventive shots that can't be replicated with traditional equipment. And if you feel like adding a dramatic overhead angle, the Platypod has you covered. Just strap it or screw it in, and you're ready to go within minutes. The Platypod is constructed from aircraft-grade aluminum and titanium. Yeah, the stuff Air Force One is made of. So it's durable enough to travel with you from Chinatown to Casablanca and everywhere in between. If you only take the tripod, the story ends. You wake up the next morning with nothing but basic footage. Or you could take the Platypod to a museum, or on an elevator, or strap it to a tree, or hanging on a bench at church, or put it on the ground and get incredible blockbuster footage. Who are we kidding? You should totally take the Platypod. The tripod is not dead, but it needs a sidekick. The Platypod.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Hey, we're back, everybody. Scott Kelby here with Erik, Kuna, and we did miss a comment from Ron. So, Ron, our own Ron, not Ron in the comments, but Ron, our streamy Duncan. Ron says his favorite thing is Ohio State football.
Of course it is.
Can't say much about it. I'm an Alabama football fan, but
I can agree
Ohio
with
State's
him.
great.
I can agree with him on the Skyline Chili, but I draw the line at Ohio State football.
They're good. They're not my team, but they're very good. So I'll give that to you.
Oh yes, I'll give that to him.
All right. Favorite TV shows. I also have favorite photo gear coming up too. All right. Favorite TV shows. This is one that was on NBC. It ran for 2 seasons. Spielberg was one of the producers. It went to Netflix, where it just exploded and got a like huge fan base. Like it went cult crazy on Netflix. And it is so well done. And it's got some big name stars and some little name stars, but it is one of my all-time favorite TV shows. It has a one-word name, Smash. Have you ever heard of it?
No, never heard of it.
Dude, when everyone's at home and watching Netflix, you got to watch Smash. So I'll just tell you what it's about, but it's so much more than what I'm going to tell you. It is about the production of a Broadway play. It's filmed in New York on Broadway, all right? And it is a drama about what all is involved in casting a director and a crew and financing and money and all, but it's not a documentary. Okay, so it's not a documentary. It's like a regular show, a regular drama. But what the show is essentially about is two people that are trying to get the lead role. All right, so they're doing a play, and this lead role is very important. And these two female performers, actors, actresses, are trying to get this role. One of them has been on Broadway her whole life, but never in the starring role. Like she's in the chorus and she's singing and she's dancing, but she's not in the lead role. So she's had a successful Broadway career, but never had her own show. The other is a young woman from the Midwest, really talented, great voice, but she's from the Midwest and she's not new. She's just moved to New York and she doesn't, she's not savvy to Broadway and she's not cutthroat and she doesn't know. So it's really the story of those two, who's going to get the part and all the drama and things that surround it. It's so good. First off, the music and the acting and all of what's going to be in this play is off the charts. They got real Broadway music producers and directors, and it is so well done. So well done. And the woman that is the star of it, she's on Broadway right now. It's starring in The Waitress, but she was Catherine McVie? No. Catherine.
That's
McPhee.
definitely a name. Yeah.
I think it's Catherine McPhee. She was on American Idol and took second place. Mm-hmm. She is the McPhee. Midwestern woman. And anyway, it's terrific. And there's some big stars in it and stuff. I just absolutely, I don't rewatch a season of anything except for Seinfeld. I'll watch Seinfeld anytime. I don't go weird. We rewatched the entire first season and second season. It's incredible. There I'm out. Smash. Number one pick. Number one.
Okay. Well, then we'll go with TV shows, because I got a few that I don't watch a lot of it, but when I do, I kind of get into a series. And one of the series that we got into was The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. So I don't know if you've ever seen that one. I love that series. I love that series. We've been watching it. And just love the dynamics between the characters and the story building that they do. I really love her parents, the dynamic between her parents over the seasons, the self-discovery that both of them do about their own lives. It's just a really well done show, great show. So definitely something to check out.
Erik, I'm telling you, that's a great pick. I have not watched it as much as I would want to, but I'm the same way. I'll kind of watch it a little bit. That's absolutely so well done. Yeah. Hey, I got the screen up here for Smash on NBC.com. And so this is Angelica Houston. She is the producer of the play. And then this is Catherine McPhee. I think it's McPhee. And she plays the Midwestern girl. And her name escapes me right now. She's wonderful in it. She is the New York one. And Deborah Messing is one of the stars. So Deborah Messing plays a lyricist. She writes the book and writes a lot of the lyrics for songs. And it's wonderful. It's just so many talented people. And you can watch it on NBC there. You can stream it. It looks like you can stream it right on NBC.com. Yep. So, wow. Yeah. Such a great show. All right. I've got a third. And I hesitate to tell you about it only because it's dark. Dark show. But it's so good, and it has so many things that happen that you're just like, I did not see that coming. And it's funky. It is Ozark. And my buddy Jeff turned me onto it. It's on Netflix. Netflix? I think it's on Netflix. Yes, Netflix. Yeah. And it's Jason Bateman, who I like very much. He's an accountant that winds up laundering money for the mob. And he's just a regular guy, like a regular guy with a regular life and wife and kids, and they live in Chicago and everything's great. And things go horrendously bad, and it changes his life. Now he is, despite the fact that he's laundering money for the mob, which he wishes he had never done, he's very, very clever and very, very smart. And his wife turns out to be even more clever and more smart. And the two of them together and their kids become a thing. But there's awful things that happen, awful language, awful scenarios. It's really awful. So watch it when you want to feel good.
Okay,
if you
well,
think your
along those
locked up life in your house is bad, watch Ozark and you'll be like, my life is amazing.
Well, I guess along those lines, one of the shows that I was really big into, watched every season. I can actually go back and watch it a lot of times. Is I love the series Breaking Bad, right?
Oh, that's a
However,
classic.
there's a prequel to it that I don't know if a lot of people watch or know, but it is great as well, and that is Better Call Saul. So this is I love this show. I think I'm really big into character development and really big into that storyline and everything tying together, because what they're doing with Better Call Saul as prequels to Breaking Bad, it is amazing to see the story kind of develop of these characters that were in Breaking Bad. So definitely something to check out if you are a Breaking Bad fan. That the Better Call Saul series is really, really good. So,
So
and
I want
actually
to
the
watch that.
season finale was last night, and I have not watched it yet. It's on my DVR waiting.
Oh, he dies in the end. I saw it. It's terrible.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
I'm just
sure.
kidding. I
Yeah,
don't watch it at all.
yeah, that'd be
I
hard
know,
for him
no,
to
I don't watch
resurrect.
it.
Yeah. So,
Well, I've seen
anyways,
one episode, but I don't want to watch any more because I want to get to the end of Breaking Bad so that
you
I can
got to,
understand.
yeah, you got to get to the end of Breaking Bad so you have that. Now, you don't have to, but it's so much better if you do.
All right. Hey, I want to bring something up on screen if you'll take a look. This is
Yeah.
Netflix. This is the show I was just talking about, Ozark. So, but I want to just show you something. This is a photography related thing, but look at the cinematic. I teach this actually in my tour, which is cinematic color grading. Like every movie now has a color tint that goes over it that kind of gives the show its flavor, and it's moved on to still photos now. Movies did it first, TV shows all do it now, but look at the color. It's very blue. Like, look at all the images. Like, this is a very intense, this is different episodes. These are all different episodes. And they've got this blue color cast to them. And this is a very big thing on TVs and in movies, is to set the tone by using this thing. Now, to give you an idea how nice this movie is, first, he looks beat up here. These people look concerned. They're at a funeral. They're at a funeral. Their kid's holding a sniper rifle. And their friends in jail.
It's getting pretty dark. It's getting pretty dark.
It gets darker, and so season 3 is out now. I still am just finishing season 2, but it's a heck of a show. But no going into it, it's shocking and brutal and shockingly brutal.
Yes.
All right, no, I think I have another one here. Give me a second. Another one would be, I think you're going to go with me on this one. Jack Ryan. On Amazon.
Funny. Here, bring up my screen.
Is it Jack Ryan?
Bring up. That's another tab I had. So go ahead and you can bring up my screen. There you go.
So this is the guy, right, from The Office, right?
Yeah. John
Krasinski.
Yeah.
And when you watch the first episode, you're kind of like, this is weird because it's that funny guy from The Office, and here he is like a CIA agent. By the end of the first episode, you totally buy that he is a CIA analyst. He does a great job in this.
Mm-hmm.
He really does. And it is a tremendously great show. And I talk to people all the time. They're all like, oh my gosh, Jack Ryan, Jack Ryan. It's violent, as you might guess. It's him and his partner in the Middle East solving crimes. And then they go to Venezuela and they solve crimes there. And they go around to world hotspots and solve crimes the way only the CIA can, with money and murder. It's great. You'll love it. So that's a good one.
If you love any of those Hunt for Red October, even the Jason Bourne type of thing,
Jason Bourne, it's very Jason Bourne-esque.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So,
all right,
well
I have a dark horse, not a dark show. It's a comedy, straight up comedy, and I never would have guessed I would like it. My wife started watching it just kind of as background noise, and I swear it's the funniest stinking show. The Goldbergs. Have you ever watched it?
No.
Erik? Surprisingly good show. And it's just about a family and their kids. And the dad is that, I don't want to be bothered with anything, dad. And the mom is so much about her kids that she's wildly annoying. Like, she tries to do everything for her kids, and she goes way too far. The kids are hilarious. The one kid thinks he's a rapper called Big Tasty. It's really good, and no one talks about it. No one mentions the Goldberg, but they're in like season 9. It's like an invisible show. Let me see if I can find it for you. Yeah, it's a show no one talks about at all, and it is so good. It's on ABC television. I'm not kidding. Yeah, they're showing season 7 here, but it's been around forever. And look, Tim Meadows is in it from Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah, Tim Meadows, yeah.
And here's the mom. There's the mom. And this takes place in the 1980s, which is what makes it really fun. They really do a great job of hitting the 80s vibe. And it's really about this guy right here. Now, here's what's interesting about it. It's about him, and he also is the writer, not he, but the guy that wrote and produced this actually ends the show showing clips with all these things from his, like these are all stories from his past, and they're so good. But what's interesting is the narrator is supposed to be him, but the narrator is actually the voice of Remy from the Disney movie. Oh. So it's like Remy is narrating the Goldbergs for 7 seasons.
There you go.
Anyway, it's really, really good. Look, George Siegel's in there. He plays the grandfather. And it's just a very surprisingly, it's like the Foods. You wouldn't think it's any good, but you watch a few episodes and you love it. The Goldbergs on ABC, Wednesdays, 8 Eastern, 7 Central Time.
Cool. Well, I mean, we do have to take a break, I think, at this point. I think Jason's wanting us to take a break.
We should take a break.
We come back, we probably should talk some camera stuff at a certain point.
I got some camera stuff.
Favorite camera stuff.
I got camera stuff. It's not as fun. It's not as dark horse. It's obvious stuff.
That's just a darker quest.
We'll be right back.
All right. Are you pretty good at Lightroom? Pretty good at Photoshop? Good, because I got a pretty good class for you. It's just for those people who are pretty good at Photoshop and Lightroom. You're ready for something challenging? I've got it for you. I did a shoot. I did a whole class on it already, on shooting with my ProPhoto B1s and a D1. We rented a beautiful theater, an old classic theater. We got a ballerina. We shot in all these different challenging lighting setups. Let's take all of those photos and let's do them from beginning to end. We're gonna work with plate shots, fixing and removing and color and lighting and stuff reflecting. It's just awful, but you're gonna learn a ton. So come with me for my brand new class. It's called Advanced Portrait Editing Techniques, and it's exclusively here at Kelby One.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
Hey, we're back. Scott and Erik, and we're sharing some of our favorite things today. And we finally made it through food and through TV shows and different stuff. And now we're to camera gear. May I start, Mr. Kuna?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So I love this kit for flash. If you use a flash user, there's a company called MagMod. And what they do is they make this magnetic holder that fits over your flash, and it sticks right on it, like it fits on it like a glove kind of thing. It's got 2 magnets. Once you've installed that, which takes all of 15 seconds, you can swap out different gels, grids, all kinds of accessories in their whole system magnetically. So if you need to change something, it's really good. It looks like this. You get the holder, then you get a gel holder, and you get a grid, and you get 8 different gels. So if you want to use color effects or whatever, you can do that. And it comes with a grid to focus your beam. So what you get is the grip, the slot that holds the gels, 8 gels, and a grid. It's $90. That is not cheap. It's just not cheap. I don't know what to tell you. It's not cheap. It's $90. And it's just the basic starter kit. It's not the change my life and do everything I ever wanted to do kit, but it is your entryway in, and it's really quite good. And look, they've got another gel set you can get that is also not cheap. It's the really bright, vivid gels. But you ask anybody that uses, look at the 101 reviews and 4.5 stars. People just love them, and their stuff is just awesome. And they have all kinds of different kits you can get, but that's the one I would get, the basic starter kit. And then you can move on to the $400 wedding kit. Actually, this one's pretty good right here, the Pro kit, because it's got all kinds of things to soften your flash and a grid and the gel kit and the whole 9 yards. But anyway, MagMod, their stuff is so well made and so clever. So that is one. It's not cheap, but you get great stuff. Mr. K?
All right, so I got something. A lot of times, we'll be starting out in photography and we'll want to kind of graduate to a more robust camera. And a lot of times people think, well, I just need to go get the top of the line nowadays. Like Canon announced that R5 it is that's coming out. We still don't know the price tag on it, but it's going to be a good chunk of change.
Things we don't know about it, right?
Right. Well, we do know it's going to shoot 8K video, which is interesting. I don't know how the file sizes are going to be on that. So, but anyways, all that said, sometimes I'd encourage people to consider a used professional body than going and getting a new professional body right away if you're wanting to step on that pro level. For me, the sleeper cell, like this is the camera that's just like so good. But yet everybody they'll bypass it and go to other stuff. They'll spend a lot of money. Is this one? So if you go over my screen, the Canon EOS 1DX, right? It's $1,800 used, and that has to be the best deal because this camera has held up so well over time that is incredible. What you can get out of that camera for $1,800 is ridiculous. So, I mean, it's just an encouragement. And this goes the same if you want to, a 5D Mark III, a 5D Mark IV used, a 7D Mark II used. Even if you go over to the Nikon side and do the same thing, maybe stepping into a used camera that's a little older, that's going to give you those professional features that you want if you're getting to that level. Because I'm telling you, this camera is, it's just sick how fast it is. And the file size, it's 18 megapixels. It's like a almost perfect file size. So just an encouragement there of, if you're looking at those new cameras that are coming out that are $6,000 and I'll never just step back to a few generations ago, get a used one. And I'm telling you, you'll be happy if you're looking for those features. So just something to consider.
Well, Mr. Kuna, I'm glad that you mentioned that because I've been busy in the background over here. I'm glad you mentioned that. So I want you to look on my screen right now. And here is the Canon EF 200 to 400 f4 lens, one of the greatest lenses ever made in the history of lenses.
Oh, so sharp. So
So
ridiculous.
sharp. 200 to 400 with a built-in 1.4 tele extender. Granted, it's a very expensive lens. It is $11,000. $11,000. Let that soak in. Let it marinate. Because I know a guy who right now on eBay, by the way, it's me, that is selling that exact lens. These are the real pictures that I took of the lens with lots of vignetting. The actual lens, barely used, in absolutely outstanding condition, for only $6,980, which is much, much, much less than the actual $11,000. It is like new. It is a tiny little scuff, like right there, but when you put the lens hood on, you can't see it anymore. And it has a tiny scuff on the lens hood. The lens is pristine. Pristine, I tell you, pristine. And look at that price.
And that's the thing is, I think that's where immediately we go to, oh, we need the latest and greatest and all that stuff. But that's a cool thing as photographers. Like, we really just got to figure out what's the right gear for what we're trying to do right now. And a lot of times there's so much really good used gear out on the market that will really get you the effect. Because honestly, you know, there has been some changes in cameras over the last few years, but it's really the stuff that's come out in the last 10 years has held up really nice in the market. Like, there's still a lot of value with getting something that's 7 years old, 10 years old, 5 years old, and still produce really great images. That's my favorite lens, is actually this lens right here, the 70-200 f2.8. That's my favorite lens. And you can get that used again, you know, for less than $1,000. So, but best lens all around. That's my favorite lens.
Yep, that's the king of lenses.
Yep.
All right, I got another of my favorite things. Now, I've used many iterations over the years of softboxes for flash. So I've tried all kinds of different ones. I've had some that I liked better, some that I liked worse. This is hands down the best I've ever used. It's inexpensive. It's lightweight. It's small. I cannot say enough about it. I think they've made the best one in the history of dedicated flash softboxes right here. The Westcott Rapid Box 26-inch Octa-Speed Light Kit, $150, and it includes the stand, the tilt bracket, the holder for your flash, the softbox, and the diffuser, and a kit that it all fits. I don't know if they have the picture of the kit, do they? No, they don't actually show the kit. But it actually fits inside a very small little kit that they don't show here that it comes with. And yeah, the compact carry case, they don't show it. But it fits in such a small thing. And I'm telling you guys, it $150, you can't beat it. Because it's so small. It's the size... It's slightly larger than a lunchbox, right, Eric? Wouldn't you say that's a pretty good, like a lunchbox?
Yeah, no, I mean, this is that. It's very small. It's very compact. It's perfect. I mean, I've used that before, that same kit. In fact, to take this picture right here, the light on my daughter there is from that same kit. So, right there. So that's it. She's out on the beach. She's getting lit up by that light. And then the rocket went a few minutes later and just put those two together in Photoshop. So it's that same kit, one light. So there you go.
One light. I'm telling you guys, that is a heck of a favorite thing right there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Mr. K, what you got?
Actually, they're saying we got to go for our final break. When we come back, I've got something that I talked about a couple of weeks ago, but it's definitely one of my favorite things lately to use. So,
all right, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
I'm Erik Kuna, and we're here at Cape Canaveral, Florida, to bring you this class on rocket photography. I'm so excited about this class because this is something I'm really passionate about. I really would love to, take you through the process, start to finish, of how we go through planning a rocket shoot, how we go all the way through to the post-production. But not only that, this is something that anybody can do. Yes, we're gonna go through and show you press access and how we can shoot remotely on the pad, but I'm gonna show you how you can go off-site, shoot rocket streaks, shoot nebulas, shoot telephoto shots that anybody can shoot, all in this class. And we're gonna go start to finish through the process. So come check out my new class on kelby1.com.
Hey everybody, want to talk to all the photographers out there who kind of know their way around lighting. You kind of understand what a wireless trigger is, what an off-camera flash is. You're kind of comfortable with all that stuff. This is for you. In this class, I'm going to take you on a lighting journey. So we're in this beautiful classic theater. We've got a ballerina for the whole day, and we're going to do a bunch of different lighting looks. We're going to start backstage in the dressing room. Then we go into a very ugly hallway. Then we're going into the wings. We're gonna do that shot right before the ballerina is gonna take the stage. So I had this idea in my mind of how I wanted to light everything. Didn't always work out. So you're gonna see the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're gonna see everything step by step as it unfolds. You're gonna get the settings. You're gonna see the whole thing. And the cool thing is it's all done with the greatest lights ever. I'm using ProPhoto, and they are amazing lights. And it's kind of what saved the day, because the simplicity of the lights let me deal with everything else. Come and check out my brand new class on intermediate level lighting. I'm using ProPhoto B1Xs and a D2, 3 lights and all. You're gonna love it, and it's exclusively here at Kelby One.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
Make sure you don't miss any episodes of The Grid by subscribing to Apple's podcast app or iTunes. It's free, and we even have a special audio-only version too. So sign up today.
All right, we're back. And we're back.
We're back. Hi. I wasn't looking at my phone, if that's what you're thinking.
No, not at all.
Anyway, we're over time, so I don't want to eat up any more time. Erik, you wrap up with yours, and then we're going to go look at some of our favorites from our people that are viewers that are watching.
Oh, sure. So one of the things that, I talked about this a couple weeks ago when starting to get into something is triggering your camera remotely. And this is absolutely my favorite device for this. I'm getting into doing a lot of time lapses, getting into storm lapses, lightnings, strikes, and that is this Myop Smart Controller. So what this does is it plugs into your camera, and it's not the cheapest trigger, that's for sure. But what it can do is incredible, because you have all these different options and modes that it will do to trigger. So it'll trigger on like things. Here's the features: like you have a cable release, a press and hold feature, a press and lock feature, timed release, a self timer, a time release with a self timer, time lapses, long exposure time lapses, ball ramping, road lapses, which are if you're driving down the road, HDR time lapses, HDR, storm lapse, time warps. You can trigger on sound, you can trigger on vibration, you can trigger on motion, you can trigger on lightning strikes, you can trigger on sound, which is what I use it a lot of times for with my rockets. You can trigger on, there's a laser where if it breaks the laser, it'll fire. So all these different modes to trigger your camera, which is really cool because, you can get very inventive on what you can do with a device like that. So just a really cool device, and one of my favorite devices on the planet right there, Myop Smart Trigger. And it's all controlled through Bluetooth and through an app on your phone. So very cool stuff.
Very good. Hey, I'm looking at all the comments here. Man, there's some great comments. Somebody mentioned that 1DX that you talked about, and they got it when the 2 came out. They got the 1DX for a third of the price.
Yep. Isn't that crazy?
And that is, I have a 1DX, absolutely one of the greatest cameras ever made. Let's see. There's some funny things. There are people mentioning stuff in here. Patrick just mentioned the 3-legged thing, universal L bracket.
Oh yeah, I
That's
love the L bracket.
Awesome thing. Let's see what else I saw. John Kosak says he rented the 200 to 400 from Lens Pro to go. It is a stunning lens. Diane Arnold mentioned this one, and I almost put it on my list, the Hoodman Loop. I love the Hoodman Loop. When you're shooting outdoors, it doesn't magnify your screen. It just makes it like you put it over your screen, you look through it, and number one, it makes it like midnight dark. But there's another weird thing about it. And I don't know, I don't understand. It's a physics thing, obviously. It's about this long. But if you were to take your screen on the back of your camera and you put it this close to your face, it's completely blurry and it's a mess, right? You can't do. But with this thing on, you put your screen right here and it's perfect. You can see it so clearly and so cleanly. I don't understand how it does it, but it does. But so anyway, that's really good. Paul the Cobra Man Cobra says, love my Rapid Box. I use it all the time. Hey, Mike Worley. Hey, Mike. The Photo Pills app. Come on.
That was on my tab. That was one of my tabs. We ran out of time.
So good.
We ran out of
Eric's
time.
the king of Photo Pills.
Yeah, love the Photo Pills. Yeah, so Chuck has one that I think is funny. We were talking about Jack Ryan, and he said, you need to check out Some Good News. And I don't know if you've seen Some Good News by John Krasinski, what he's been doing, but it is absolutely incredible. You got to check out Some Good News. He started
did his podcast?
Internet, like an internet TV show.
Very good.
It's so good. So
good.
Actually, they just NASA did an episode up from the space station with him on Some Good News. So
wow,
check it out. It's
all right.
So good.
Anyway, there's a lot of good stuff, and people have really good ideas in here today. Lots of good things. MagMod. There've been some folks mentioning love MagMod. MagMod is great stuff. Someone mentioned it's great, but it's expensive. Yeah, that is true. Let's see. Where are we? So John Kosak again says, my favorite piece of camo equipment is my Think Tank Shapeshifter backpack. Great backpack. So, there's so many good comments here. How are we going to pick a winner?
I know it's hard. There's a lot of good comments. I don't know. I mean, actually, what is it? Let's see.
Hey,
so we might not have. Maybe we don't have to make the selection because it looks like Christina has a pick, so then it doesn't have to be on us.
All right, Christina. There's some good ones. Hey, Victoria Pavlov mentioned. Hi, Victoria. Mentioned one that was on my list that we didn't get to. Killing Eve. Very dark show. Yeah. And I don't like dark shows. I'm like a romantic comedy guy, but I don't know how I got into Walking Dead, Killing Eve, Handmaid's Tale, and Ozark. They're all like disturbing shows. I don't know how I got into them.
Judy had a good comment.
Patton Oswalt that does the voiceovers for the Goldbergs, and he was the voice of Remy. Thank you, Brian.
So Judy Collins had a great comment. It was, my favorite thing is my Kelby One subscription. So there you go.
Now that sounds like a contender right there, Erik. That sounds like a contender.
So speaking of contenders, though, we do have the book winners. So the book winners, and you just email kdoty@kelby1.com. So again, that's KDOTY, kdoty @kelby1.com. And the book winners are Andrew W., UK. So I'm guessing from the UK, Andrew W., Judy Collins, and then Cameron Weir, Keith Pinn, and then Shelley Smith Wood. So you guys have all won the books. Just email kdoty@kelby1.com. And as far as the winner of the Platypod for the best comment, do we want to go with Christina's pick?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's go with Christina's pick. So John Mayfield has won the best comment, and he says, probably known, but chocolate chips and pancakes is my favorite. So chocolate chips and pancakes.
My wife on
my
Saturday
daughter will agree with you.
For the kids, my wife makes for the kids on Saturday morning, homemade from scratch chocolate chip pancakes. I've had one. They're quite good.
You know who has incredible chocolate chip pancakes? You might know.
First watch.
We go there all the time.
Ellie's.
Ellie's has incredible chocolate pancakes.
So Ellie's is a local place that we love to go to. Eric and I eat there 3 days a week.
It has to be the best. That is the best restaurant in Tampa Bay.
It's great. They have every day they have a new soup. Their soups are great. They have like 6 specials a day. All their food's great and the help is great. And it's just Eric and I have more meetings there. That's like our meeting place. Like if we need to talk about something, where are we going to go? Go to Ellie's. But we go there 3 days a week no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, now we don't. Now we don't go there at all, but they do takeout.
We just do takeout.
So. Yep. We go back to the office and we all sit 10 feet apart and go, hey, so how's your Ellie's? That's good. Good. Anyway, guys, so I have to get up really, really crazy early tomorrow because my seminar, Broadcasting in the UK, right, for photographers in the UK, starts at 10 a.m. UK time, which is 5 a.m. Florida time, which means I have to be at the office at 4:30, which means I have to leave the house at 4, which means I have to get up at, say it with me, 3:30. But you know what? I don't care. I love the UK. I love the UK people, and I love teaching. And so it's going to be a fun day, even if I'm tired. So I hope that if you're in the UK, that you will join me. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go to kelby1live.com. Click the link, and you can be with me all day tomorrow. I'll be answering your questions, and I'll be teaching a whole bunch of stuff. And it's my entire full day, just as it's presented live when I do it anywhere. It is the photography crash course, my ultimate photography crash course. Hope you can join me. It'll be a lot of fun. Mr. Kuna, comments? Anything you'd like to wrap up with today?
No, I mean, I had one other thing on my list. It was my favorite plugin, but their site is not loading, probably because they're on the same servers that is using that internet backbone out of New York.
Wow, very wild. All right, well, thank you anyway, Mr. K.
Yeah,
thanks to all of you. Thanks to Ron and to Jason, who are streaming and directing today's shows, as always. Thank you guys very much. Mr. K, well done today.
Yeah, you too. I mean, that was a surprising list.
Yep, and we'll have a webinar next week, but we don't know what it is yet. Do we have a theme later? We'll talk about it later. We'll come up with something cool for next Tuesday, right?
Yep.
Mark it on your calendar. Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. We're doing some kind of a cool thing, and you can come wherever you are. All right. Thanks so much. We'll catch you guys later.
All right. See you.